Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Musings by Nikki. This is Nikki. I'm just here finishing up my afternoon snack. Some pretty hot coffee right there. I thought I'd just turn on my camera and we can do some more crafting today. We're going to work on kind of dealing with the pieces of ephemera for the kit and everything. And kind of separating them out, parsing them out, and kind of getting an idea of what, just kind of in my head, what I want to do with the different pieces and stuff. And then I've got this stack here of some kind of, substrates, some bases of things that I want to try and make up and add, into the journal. Gonna take another bite of look at this is my cookie, but or for you, Brits, it's a biscuit, but they're super healthy, and I've earned it, and I'll tell you why. So, we're going to have a quick story time here before we start. I promise it won't be long, but you got to know where I'm at mentally right now. I'm not one of these people that believe, that wants to put beautiful life only on social media, right? I think you should have, you gotta be real. There's gotta be a balance of the beautiful, lovely pictures that are gorgeous and, staged because you've set the kids up just right. there's those moments. But there's also moments where I'm being real about what's been going on in my house today. And so, here's the thing. If you're on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I love to take pictures of just kind of the beautiful nature around our house and snow. Oh my gosh, I just think snow is one of the most beautiful things when it's falling. And I really do. I really do. It's not just set up. Those photos aren't just set up to be beautiful, but that's not what I'm really like. No, I really do like to put on my cozy socks, my fuzzy socks, and light candles. I always have candles lit. There's one lit right over there, and there's one over there. And have my hot coffee and watch the snowfall. That is one of my favorite things to do. However, it's not always like that. Sometimes, and I was talking one time about going out to the wood stove. So if you don't know, our new house that we're in, we heat with wood stove, and it's a huge, huge outdoor one. We've now found out some things about it that we didn't know before, like it's an industrial class one, because it's huge and it has to heat our 3,000 square foot house plus our 3,000 square foot heated shop. So it's got a lot of work to do. So it has a huge firebox on it. And so we go out and stoke it twice, usually twice for sure, but on real cold days, sometimes 3 times a day. Usually you walk back there, throw some wood in, it's all good. The fire goes, it's a big roaring fire in there. It calls for heat when it needs to. And right beyond where our big stacks of wood is, this gorgeous wooded area, it just backs up to forest, and it's beautiful. And when it snowed, it's covered in, I'm imagining in the spring, it'll just be gorgeous explosion of leaves. Excuse me. Well, sometimes it's like that when you go there. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you open up the wood stove and there's a puddle of water. There's standing water and all the ashes have been turned to mud and there's no fire in the morning when it's 15 below. Sometimes that happens. Like yesterday. That happened yesterday. So, turns out there's a leak somewhere in our wood stove. And of course, those things always happen when it's going to be super freezing cold. Sorry, I'm getting there, guys. I'm finishing my snack. I'm bringing you along. So we open the stove, mud, water. That's the opposite of what you want in your wood fire. So, bless my dad and my husband's hearts. They're out there shoveling sludge and mud and coals and kind of hot ash and kind of not. I mean, it's just gross. It's heavy, wet, the dirtiest work ever, right? Mike Rowe should come do dirty work show, because now we're going to have someone actually get inside there and weld it. That is going to be dirty work. So we've had to find out all kinds of stuff about our wood stove. We're trying to limp it along till tomorrow morning till the welder that has the mobile welding equipment can come. But until then, the fire, you build a huge fire, you get a roaring fire going, and then like 5 hours later, the water has all leaked on it and put it out because the water system that goes through holds like 300 gallons. Well, it just keeps going on there. Anyway, guys, today was my day to fight the battle of the wood. So this morning I went out. My husband was fighting it all day yesterday. Last night, the girls and I went out and got a fire started for the night. Went out there this morning. It was out. I told Daddy he could just go to work and I would deal with it this morning. So I did. Couple hours of doing that. Came in, sent the girls right out to stoke the wood again. And now, and of course it's like cold, negative degrees. I don't know. It was like -6 while I was out there this morning. So cheers to me and you and everybody. I earned that little snack. You know how sometimes you have to earn yourself a snack? Because you can't just have them all the time. At least, sorry, I'm reorging a little. I'm trying to eat healthier, you know? And those cookies are good though. If you want the recipe, I'll let you know. They're gluten-free, flour-free, bananas, chocolate chips. Can you go wrong? And oatmeal. Okay, so thanks for indulging me. That's where I'm at this morning. I'm at that place where I was seriously considering not even sitting down to craft. I thought I'm just going to, you know, stay in my you have to change clothes too, because if you're out there messing with the fire, you just smell like campfire, which is not bad. You know, it's not a bad smell. I don't mind it. But like when you're messing with it, the smoke is pouring out my eyes burn, my throat hurts, like, because I've been inhaling so much smoke. Oh my gosh, guys, I know I sound like a whiner. I just have to tell you, that's where I'm at. That's just been so dope. So not everything is like perfect and aesthetic. Sometimes you go back to the fireplace and you like, oh, it's a beautiful morning, even though it's really cold, but it's still pretty and the sun is shining, and then you open the door and think you're going to chuck some wood in, and no, there's a lagoon and a mudslide, and not what it should be. Anyway, so enough about that. Let's get to the kit. I've wasted 7 minutes and 57 seconds of your time. Life update. There we go. So I've got the pieces of the kit that we're using set out, and kind of what I want to do is go through some of the pieces and determine which ones I want to, or if anything, like, do I want to decorate them up? Do I want to just decorate the things that I'm going to add, using some of the other pieces, kind of determine what I want to do with them. So I've got the 3 pockets that I have made up. They're like inked and glued up and everything. And they are already pretty decorated. So I'll probably leave them as is and just decide if I'm going to, there's nothing super substantial on the back, so I might glue them in, or I might, just put them in the corners of pages or something. So we'll do that when we get to kind of decorating the book later. So those I think I'm going to set aside just for like when we get to decorating. This guy, now I thank you to everybody who has told me how this works. I think a couple of you, Jamie, I know for sure. Maybe Helen, I don't know. A couple of different people said, Nikki, duh, it's a petal envelope. So it should go like fold, fold, fold. And then this one should tuck behind here, which it does, but it doesn't want to stay shut all the way. Like it kind of just wants to bulk up like that, because it fits extremely closely. So what I was kind of thinking is maybe we'll make it, we could put windy guys, shoop, 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 and it could be like a little, just something clipped in, and then maybe we'll make a little notebook in here for it to hold. So I kind of like that idea. So we can work on that. And then these 2 envelopes will probably just go over, the edge of a page. And I might decorate that side or I might not, but that'll determine later on. So I'm going to set these aside with the pockets because I don't feel like I need to work on them right now. And then there's kind of a stack of little like journal cards and stuff. These two definitely, you know, either need decorating or they could just be tucked into things. Then there are a lot of the ephemera pieces that came with this, I'm kind of okay with the way that they look, just as things that we could tuck into pockets, or possibly use some of these as pockets on the fronts of some of like the envelopes we're going to make today. So I'll leave those out. Well, these library cards, I know I'm not going to use those. And then I've got the tags, the 4 tags that come with the kit, and they are already really decorated. And I don't want to put much over the top of those. So we'll just put some sari silk on those later and those will go. Or not, maybe not sari, probably more like, you know, twine or something. And then there's 2 of these, which, man, these are a bugger to cut out. I tell you what, this one, the machine did this one. It wouldn't recognize the edges because it was too light, and so I had to do it by hand. Man. Anyway, I think those will probably just become pockets on the bottoms of things as well. So I'm going to leave them in this pile in case we want to use them on these, but otherwise they'll just go on the bottom of a page or something. Then I've got these little square things. We'll probably use those. Then I've got some of the, can you see what I'm pointing to up here? The words, there's some words and some little quotes, and then there's some pieces that are supposed to look like, you know, I think washi, like ripped off washi. So we'll maybe glue those on as we're doing this as well. And then on here, I've got all the little bits, butterflies and little flowers and stuff. To that stuff, I printed off my botanical rip strips and ripped them up. The definitions, botanical definitions. And so those are a good add. I've got some Tracy Fox Fussy Cut Birds. I've got some of her labels and stuff too. So let's get to decorating. I am going to, oh, and then I was going to show you, I also pulled out leftovers from a previous project. I think this was a design team project, but these are perfect. These are some, these are Tracy Fox, and I think these come with like her notebooks kits. Anyway, those are perfect. So if we need extra tucky things, we can use those. And then this is from Tag. Oh my gosh, I don't ever remember the name of it, but it's her one of her mega tag kits that she did with Artie Mays. And so I've got a whole bunch of tag bases from that would, I mean, they fit right into this color scheme kind of. And then these are the journal cards as well that I've got left over. So I've got those out, you know, if we need to. Otherwise, here, I've got a little coin envelope because this is a 5x7. So I'm working on a little smaller scale than normal. I've got a couple of these really thick, you know, like what are these are like Rolodex cards, but without the thing on the bottom, in like recipe separator cards. So I've got that. I've got a couple of other, I've got a small, this is a little bag that's been coffee stained. I've got a couple of glassine envelopes. I've got a couple of the seed packets, one with a window and one without. I've got a vintage, whatever, window envelope. I've got a coffee stained envelope and a coffee stained glassine bag. So I figured, oh gosh, that's maybe like sealed shut. Some of these, like when you coffee stain them, they don't like to come back open. There we go. It's coming back open though. There we go. Don't you love that crinkly sound? So I figure, and I've checked, I had to check and make sure that these all like fit the page. So this is a smaller one because usually I work my pages are usually 6x9 or something like 5.5x9. So 5x7 is smaller than I would normally do. So since I've got this guy and I kind of had this idea to make a notebook, I pulled out a couple pieces of just some coffee stained offcuts. I've got stuff everywhere, you guys, like all around my desk. It's a good thing you can't see it because it's a hot mess just beyond the boundary of the camera. So I'm going to say, let's just snip off, trying to make those level. We can probably make it to, you know what, I wonder if we should fold it over. Yeah. Give it a good fold, and then we'll cut it off over here. And we'll make it into a little notebook. Cute. I'll put these over here. Did I just cut it? Oh, nope. Cut it fine. But this way, it goes this way. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is, that's not very even. So I think what I'll do first is give it a little haircut. There we go. Oh my gosh, the whole parade of trucks just went by. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna just zip a zigzag stitch right across there, right quick. Hold on, guys, I'm coming. Whoops. I just pulled that string way out. Okay. I'll cut the strings off. There, so now that's a cute little notebook. And then I think we'll put some windy guys on there. And so I have been keeping track of questions that you guys have been putting in the comment section. And so I think that one of the things that I will do, one of the videos in the next day or two here will be, I'm just going to ink the back of that to kind of bring it out a little, actually. One of the videos that I will do will actually be like a Q&A where we'll talk through just the different questions that people have had. And let me grab my container of prefab windy guys from my video the other day. And that one looks like it will match. And so does that one. Look at that. Fantastic. So let's put some, let's see if I'm going to mark where I want them. Probably right, just right in the middle of that, actually. So if you have any questions that things you're interested in knowing, now would be the time to get them in this video. And I will do my best to answer them. So these are from, if you're interested in knowing how to make these, if you don't know, I just made a video recently on how I make these. They're super fantastic. Look at that. And it works so well to just have a bunch of them already made up. And I just pulled this out of a cold brew bag earlier. I think I'm gonna, I used to not tie them on all the time. I would just kind of like loosely put them on there. But then the problem would become that you can't ever tell like where's the right place to start it winding. And so then you would end up with like too much or too little string at the end. So I like to tie them on now. There. So that's cute. And that we can either, you know, we can just probably paper clip that in somewhere in the book. So I'm gonna, and then sometimes what I do, you guys, I put a couple little Tim Holtz paper clips. I've got some old vintage jumbo paper clips here. Sometimes what I'll do is, to remind myself what I'm thinking, I'll go ahead and put like a paper clip right on here. So then I go, oh yeah, I was going to clip that into a book somewhere. So I'm going to throw that in my pile of ephemera over there. And then let's look at these. Now I'm going to ink the outsides of them. With glassine envelopes, sometimes I don't know that I'll do much to these actually, because I like to see through. Kind of the point is to see through. This is my trick for inking the edge of this. I just try to get it to stand. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's because this thing needs to go over or be recentered. And that just put a big old blob of ink down on my desk. So I kind of like, the point is to kind of see what's on inside of the envelope. So I often don't put much on, but we might just put a little bit of, like a leaf or something, or one of the words, or maybe one of the quotes. I also at some point, I think, here's my problem with a lot of times with ephemera, is I start going on it and then I end up with way too much ephemera. And then I need to like make a second journal. These are paper leaves that I get on Amazon. And they work perfect. They're small and they work perfect for these kinds of journals, like nature journals. And they're made out of cool, like kind of, oops, wrong one. There you go. That's what they're called. 100 Pieces Mixed Leaves House Supplies Card. I wonder where those came from. Okay, so I don't know that I would have a link for these necessarily, but whoops. But they come in a couple different shades and work perfect for this. You can get bigger ones too. Okay, so I'm going to put those back there because I'm thinking what I might just do. Oh, and then I usually take them and if you kind of just run your inker, because they're pressed, they're made out of this cool, almost handmade paper feel. So if you, they've got ridges though, because they're like pressed. So if you run your inker over the top, just really lightly, it picks up just a little bit and gives it a little bit more like texture or something. So you don't want to press too hard. I'm just barely touching it. But it vintages them up a little too and defines them. It just gives them the little bit of zhuzh that they need to look extra cool. Okay. So I think what we'll maybe do is just put those down on the bottom. And then a little quote over the top. And I'm going to let them go over the edge a little maybe. You know what? I'll maybe let this leaf go over the edge, because this one's got all these little edges to catch. Yeah, like that. And then, look at that. How cute are those? Oh, you know what? I'll probably put a little piece of, wait for it. It'll come to me. You know what I'm going to say. Cheesecloth. You guys, the wood stove's got me tripping. It's just one of those days where all of a sudden, you know, and it always happens in the middle of winter. Of course, why would we be running our wood stove in the summer anyway? But your furnace always goes down, and it doesn't just go down on the day when it's like 30 degrees and you're barely calling for heat. No, it goes down on the day when it's negative degrees, and it's going to be even more negative degrees at night. That's the day that the furnace goes down. That's the day that the wood stove springs a geyser in it and dumps 300 gallons of water into the firebox. That's a little dramatic. I don't think it dumped the whole 300 gallons. But it feels like it. Again, bless my husband and my dad for soldiering. I'm so glad that my dad lives this close to us, like literally across the street, and happens to know way more about wood stoves than Ade and I ever have. There you go. The cheesecloth looks way better behind it. Oh, and I just did that. Please come off. Okay. I think we're going to be okay. Gotta be quiet while I do this for a second. Okay, now, of course, I need like a baby wipe. So hold on, because now I've got glue all over my fingers. Oh my gosh, you guys. Some days you just have beautiful crafting, and then some days it's hot mess crafting. Today, I'll get that ink off there too. Today is hot mess crafting. That's okay. Any day where I'm crafting is a good day. All right. Recovered. But, however, I do like the way that turned out. That's really cute. And let me grab a tag or something quick here. Oh, one of the tags from the kit. Where did I throw them? Where? Right underneath here. So, like, these, oh my gosh, they fit perfect down in there. Look at that. And then you can still see the design through there too. So it kind of ghosts that design in the background. So I'll probably just glue those bags right down. You know what? I'm going to just put the two tags right in there right away. Let's find one that has designs up on top more. That one. And yeah. These two have designs like up here. And then later on I'll put some sort of like string or something. Well, actually I've got that out right now. I could probably do it. And that way it would be finished. Because kind of what I like doing is getting my pieces made and then going through and sewing on trims onto my signature and stuff. Now, one of the questions that I've had from a couple different people is how many pages in a signature, how many, how do I select my signature? Could we go through that? And yes, I will in the Q&A. It's like that's a long story. And I'll try to kind of just talk you through my thought process on when I put signatures together, because it's kind of one of those things where you can say, well, it depends. And so in the interest of making sure that I talk through all of it and not miss anything, I don't want to do it now, because I want to make sure that I kind of give you examples, and I'll show you through the signatures that I've put together and kind of my thought process on those too. Okay. Whoops, what's that? This is cotton butcher's twine. So it's like what you can use to tie your, truss your chicken together or something. Tie vegetables together, herb packets together for if you're cooking. That's what this is. but I found it's like an unbleached cotton one, so it's like all natural or whatever. And I love the color on it. It works perfect for these kinds of journals. And if my fingers would cooperate, so I'm folding it in half, and then I'm folding the two halves in half again, and then I'm going to stick this through the front, take the loop, and pull it through. There we go. And I'm not even gonna, I like when they're kind of attached, so I'm not even gonna cut the other loop free there. So cute. Yes. And then let's put the rope through this one. Rope. Twine. It's not really twine. I guess it's called butcher's twine. String. I'd maybe go with string. Okay. There we go. Now we've got two of those done. So we've got those and the notebook done. So we got cute and cute and cute. Sorry, slightly organizing, kind of. All right, and then let's pick something else. Let's go with this envelope. So this envelope, grungy polka dot envelope, I like to use these as a flip out. So it'll go on the edge of a page, and this will be on the back, so we'll need to decorate that. And a lot of times, and I'll show you this later on when we put it into the signature, but I like to sew down. Depending on the texture of this paper, if it's too flimsy, like this is kind of flimsy, I'll sew down and make it a tuck spot, or sometimes I just glue the whole thing, or sometimes I'll sew down and then glue this down and it becomes kind of a belly band. We'll decide, you know, when we get there, but we'll definitely put it over the edge of a page. So let's ink the edges first. I'm trying to, you know, I've been trying to think as I do this, as I think through this, like disclose all of my info or my thought patterns and processes behind how I do things. This is typically how I do a kit when I'm working with a kit. But like I said, honestly, I usually end up with way more ephemera pieces and stuff than I'll use in one journal, because it's, you know, it'll make it way too chunky. But that's okay, because it's easy enough to print out another set of pages and, you know, make a second one. That's oftentimes, if you see me with like 2 or 3 journals, like in a kit, or I mean in a set, it's in a flip through, it's usually because I've had to make a second one because I, you know, had way too much. There we go. I had way too much ephemera, or I started working on, you know, printing pages and did my thing where I walk away. Okay, so this is going to go over the edge. So let's just decorate up. Let's use some of the little pieces here. And we'll decorate the flap, because that's going to go on the one side. So I think I'm going to just put some cheesecloth down. This is some real ratty cheesecloth here, but that's kind of like that. Okay, put some of that down, and then we'll put this down. Whoop. I gotta remember when I'm gluing through cheesecloth, I just gotta put a little extra glue on there. Okay, and then we've got, oh, I should have looked at my definitions first. Now they're all gonna be, I should have put one book behind it. Yeah. Oh well, we'll do that on the other side. But we've got all these little words here too. This one says flourish. We could put that on there. Let's see. I should be looking at it like this because that's really the only part you're going to see is this little edge. Yeah, I think I'll do this because then I'll end up sewing down here and I don't want to put anything too close over to the edge. So we'll just make this fairly simple. And leave just enough room to sew, like do a stitch down there. And then I'm gonna, okay, cute. Then this part will be what you see when you turn the page, you'll see this. So we're gonna make, I was thinking to make a pocket down here, and I wonder if we could do it if I've got some rip strips that are not too wide. This is kind of a narrow envelope. Ooh. Well, I don't mind if it hangs up a little. I don't mind that at all. Let's just make sure the back side is nice and grunged up where you might see the overhang because I don't want bright white. Because that will not go with the look of this. So, okay, I like that. But let's put it on top of something because I don't want it just by itself. And I've got those offcuts over here again. Offcuts. Yeah, I like it on this green. Okay. So I'm going to hope y'all are having a great day today. Despite the wood stove thing, I'm still having an okay day. You know, I made healthy cookies and I ate one and I had some coffee, which makes everything better. This little guy does not want to stand up, so he's just going to lay down over there. Coffee and cookies makes everything better, right? I'm going to put this on here, but then I feel like we're going to put something on top of it. I just feel like it. We're in the middle of a cold snap, as I was saying. It has been chilly. My cheeks and my ears still feel a little bit cold. It's not so bad back by the wood stove, actually, because it doesn't get windy or anything back there. Okay, so before we decorate it, I'm going to just glue it on as a pocket. And put it down here by the bottom. Okay, so now we've got a pocket, but like I said, it needs something. So I'm going to go to my butterflies that came with the kit. Actually, since this says flora, let's look at a flower that came with the kit. What do you think? I kind of like that. But let's see. It's going to flip this way, so I kind of want to put maybe a tab on there too. So I'm just going to grab a whale tail tab. Someday I swear I will own one of these punches, but I won't own it at $85 or whatever. Have you seen some of them cost that much, guys? Holy cow. Okay, yeah, I like that there, so we're going to put this on there. But I found a shop on Etsy that you could buy a bunch of, fairly reasonably, already punched ones. So there we go. I'll support that lovely person who is the lucky one with the whale tail punch. If you have one, I just let you know I'm working really hard not to covet. Okay, so, you know, when this is in the book, this will be on top of a page. So now there'll be a tab to flip it. And we'll put a flower, but it definitely needs something behind it now. But I don't want to put cheesecloth, but I have a stash of, maybe put a piece of sari silk behind it. Yep, but it needs something else besides the sari. So sari silk. Oh, I've got some cold brew bag. Oh my gosh, you guys. See what this is doing on my thing right here? It's saying, sit up, sit up. It's your sedentary warning. But I don't think of it as a sedentary warning. Usually I think, oh, it's my reminder that it's time for me that I should go have some coffee. I should go make some coffee for myself. But I've already got coffee. Maybe I should just take a sip of it. That's what it's reminding me. Take a sip of your coffee. Thanks, Fitbit. I think we're going to put cheesecloth behind it too. But now I'm going to get to the point where it's too much to try and hold down with just the glue from the flower. So I'm going to kind of scrunch this up a little with my glue to give it a little texture. And then I'll put this over top, and this I'm just going to kind of give us a few little shots of glue, which will just barely hold it down. And then, of course, we're just going to whack off a little chunk of cheesecloth just to layer that up a little more. Oh, here's a little chunk. And I think I only need part of this. Yeah, there. I like that. That's in just enough layering. I'll show you in a second here once I get this flower down. And I'm going to give it a healthy dose of glue so it can kind of saturate through all these layers. But all of them are pretty, like, semi-permeable. And I'm going to hold that down for a second just to hopefully get the glue, like, all the way down to the bottom. There. That's really cute. I like all those layers behind it. So now we'll probably put a tag or maybe a slide or something in there. Oh, well, at this point, I'll show you the new slides that I made. So we made the slides the other day, and I told you when I make some more of something, I'll show you. So here, I've made a couple more of the, oops, make sure I'm in frame. A couple more. These I use the Tim Holtz Field Notes, like die cuts. So butterflies from those. These are Tracy Fox Butterfly Fussy Cuts. This is a Tim Holtz flower. Then these are just those paper leaves, and I just put those into slides. And then this is another little bundle of slides, and it's got it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a Tracy Fox Fussy Cut Butterfly, a Tracy Fox Fussy Cut Mushroom, and then a Tim Holtz Butterfly. So that's this little bundle. So maybe in this pocket could go, since we're decorating here, we'll see if it fits. Oh, it fits perfect. There you go. that fits perfect there, and it's got enough decoration on it and stuff that I don't feel like I need to put too much on the background of this, because it's got the polka dots, which I like, and then I kind of just like how that looks. So when it flips open on the back side here, there's not a lot of real estate to put much on here, and you won't see it unless it's being flipped open. So I will at some point probably put just like well, let's see what I've got. I keep saying I'll do it at some point, but then I just do it, right? But I've got, let's see if this fits in there, or one of the taller ones. These are in my shop too. These are my field notes. Oh, it's gonna fit perfect. Guys, this is a kismet kind of day. These are my field notes, printable. It's a digi that you can get in there, and you get a couple different sizes, and that fits perfect in there. Ooh, I like that pocket. I like this little envelope flip thing. So we'll do that. Where are we at? 45 minutes. Let's see if we can do one more thing. Let's do a bag since we did the other ones. Oops. Oh, and let's see if we can use some of this washi stuff. Okay, so here with the bag, let's look at our pile of like things from the kit. Oh, I kind of like this. Butterflies. Wood. That's too wide. I like the butterflies. Let's work with the butterflies. So now the question is, do we make it a pocket or do we just make it like decoration on the front? Not everything needs to be a pocket, and I tend to want to layer things up, but I also like to put lots of ephemera and things into my journals. So part of the thought process behind stuff like this is if I start making pockets on top of what I'm going to end up putting in here, and then pockets here, and then if I make another pocket down here, all of a sudden you're getting really bulked up, and then, you know, you can't, then it's too much. So let's look for a, thing. I could just go up the side with that. There, and the butterflies, and then maybe the butterflies can be taped on, or can have a piece of washi, the, you know, fake paper washi. I wonder if we can find a longer one and I can do two corners of it. Tear the faux washi and do like it's taped on two corners. I like that. Does it need some, I was gonna say book page, but I don't want to put book page because I've got script, like I've got writing right here. So we've got that, and then maybe we'll decorate with a butterfly on top. Let's get this base layer down. I don't think I want to put, yeah, I don't think I want to put anything behind it yet. So let's just get this glued down, and then we can put on the, you know, we can gild the lily when we get to putting little embellishment on top or something. Oh, I also have some more Tracy Fox field labels, so we could put some of those on here too. Field notes labels. And then let's put this, yeah. It's getting close to refill the glue bottle time. I know I was kind of going like this way, wasn't I? Okay. Now we'll put down our fake washi. This is the best kind of washi because it actually will stick down, right? Other washi just never holds for me. It's cool, but I feel like I don't use it very often because you have to put more glue on it just to keep it, okay, just to keep it glued onto stuff. Okay, that's cute, but it needs a butterfly. And the kit comes with some butterflies. I want like a bright one. Yeah. And then let's look at the where did I put them? Oh, here. Maybe we can find some sort of label to put on here. Oh, here's one with blue. That looks nice with that aesthetic. And then this thing that says natural history. Tracy's labels, you guys. I've got some labels in my shop, and you know, I love them and everything, but she takes labels to a whole new level. Okay, so now the thing is, where do I put them? And the butterfly down there with some cheesecloth. Do you guys know I've managed somehow to do an entire journal with no cheesecloth? I know. It was a struggle. I kept going, like, I'd do something and go, oh gosh, cheesecloth would look great behind this. And I'm like, wait, journals can exist with no cheesecloth. Okay. Do I want to go on top of it? Do I want to go back up here? Where do I want to go with the labels? Oops. I don't want to go over the butterfly, so I think we'll go up here. Like that. I like that order. That's that inker, man. It's falling down on the job over there over and over again. Man, pull yourself together. I think it's had too much to ink. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's had too much to ink. Oops. It's time for Nikki to go to bed. Okay, I kind of like that just the way it is there. And that'll just get glued. It'll get glued in or possibly just sewn around the edges like this. Sometimes I do that, and then I make this a pocket and I make the pocket behind it. And then that's why I don't want to put too much pocketing on front of it. Although sometimes I do, and I just go for it and I, you know, do the most. In here, I'll probably do one of the, maybe we'll be able to do one of the big, oh, I think these are going to be too tall though. There's the shorter ones. Yeah, these might be too, well, and that one's just slightly too wide. Whoa. It just barely fits. So once I put it in, like these are the tags that I made out of when we did that paper. Yeah, those are the same. Here's a skinnier one. There. Oh, I like that black and white with that too. That looks nice. But it needs something on top. Let's measure it against a signature quick though to make sure I'm not going to make it. If that goes all the way to the bottom of the page, then it'll be good. So I was going to say I was going to put a butterfly or something, but I don't know that I want that sticking out the top of the book because it would, you know, get bent up and stuff. So we'll probably just put, some Sari silk or something on there. And I will probably, let's see, run some ribbon or something down the side of it. But I'll do that off camera so the Franken paper worked good, but now that I cut it this way, it's nice and flat on the back. I mean, that's nice, that coffee stain paper, but it wants to peel up a little bit. and it wants to bend on those creases, even though I sewed around the edges. So I feel like it needs something to kind of stabilize it a little bit. So I'll do that later. But we got a couple things done today, right? We've got this pretty bag and an envelope and a couple of these cute little, these will look cute in the like corners of pages. And we've got the windy guy thing. Like these will look cute just on the edge of a page like that. Won't that be so cute? Perfect. And then this fits just nicely. And this will go like over the edge of something. So that'll be what you see on that side, right? And we can make that a tuck spot possibly, and then flip and open. Yeah. I like it, guys. Okay, so there we go. I will be back next time I see you. We'll probably do a little Q&A, and I'll probably just keep working through decorating some ephemera like this and stuff on that video as well. And like I said, I'll probably keep working on decorating some of it now off camera a little bit, but now you kind of have my thought process on how I work through the like little pieces of the kit and the pockets and stuff. Oh, and I also have these tabs, which I'm kind of liking the idea of putting some tabs on the page, the edges of the page. When it's a field notes kind of book, I like tabs on the edges rather than too much, you know, sari silk and fuzz and frill like that. So I'll probably do on the edges of things, and this will be a video that we'll do separate too, but I'll probably do some this kind of stuff and then some tabs. But we'll get to that later on. So my tabs are still sitting over there as well. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Thanks for letting me, you know, tell you my story about my stove. And I'm sure you guys are all going to say lovely things in the comments because you guys are just lovely, wonderful people. So thank you for all the wonderful things you're about to say. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing right now, or you know, whatever, processes on things or measurements on things, whatever you're looking for, let me know. This will be the first of a couple different, you know, question and answer times and stuff. Otherwise, we'll just keep working through this book, plugging away. And so I have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever time it is, on whatever side of this globe that you live on. And until I see you guys in the next day or two here, stay safe, stay healthy, stay warm. Hopefully your furnace doesn't stop if you're somewhere where it's cold. And thank you for being patient with me, and I will see you guys soon. Take care, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.